Hey girl, it's Miss Megalodon, and yeah, we finished week 4 of The Artist Way, finally. It did take me 2 tries, but yeah, we're done. We're heading on to week 5 right now. It's Tuesday, so checking in a little bit late, but it's fine. Yeah, I did 5 out of the 7 morning pages. Um, Skipped out on the weekend ones again. I don't know, I'm just getting lazy. And also, there's a little more that I'll get into there. And then for the artist date, I actually did go on the artist date this week. I went to the thrift store and I bought myself, a cute skirt. And I found a black denim skirt that I've been looking for. So that would be my synchronicity for the week. Yeah, I've been wanting a black denim skirt and I found one that fit and is cute and I'm happy with it. So that was fun. And I also found a really cute, vintage, like, dress. It's a long sleeve dress and it's like that like 90s like velvet or early 2000s like velvet. It's purple too. It's really cute. I'm not going to put a photo because I didn't take a photo, but it'll be in future thrift haul, I'm sure, or outfit video or something that I'll do. So you guys will see it then. And I found a cute top and also, a cute pair of shoes. They're like this, Anne Klein, like, heeled loafer things. They're in a dark blue, like, leather color, and my first pair of Doc Martens was dark blue, so I kind of like shoes that are like that. And yeah, I've been, looking for something kind of, like, cute and girly to wear with like future outfits. They do look a little bit like pilgrim shoes, but I think I can make it work. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to move somewhere warmer in 5 months. I've lived my entire life in upstate New York, and I'm done. I'm over it. I don't care about winter. I don't give a shit about the snow. I don't care about getting cozy. I don't care about skiing. I don't care about ice skating. I don't care about sledding. I don't care about snowmen. I don't care about any of that stuff. So I'm just trying to get down somewhere warmer. And yeah, I can handle it. I'm not worried about, a couple months of 100-degree days. I would love that, actually. It actually gets kind of warm up here, too. We have strings of, like, 95-plus days. Those are my favorite. I don't have them enough. The sky is actually never blue around here, either. I kind of forget what that looks like. And I never see the sun or, like, feel it on my skin, so I'm really ready for that. No one talked to me. Yeah. I can't lie, this week was basically the same as last week because of my job situation. It's making me miserable. And I'm like, I've been like mulling on it and like stuck in the same situation for like, what, 4 weeks now. And I'm just over it. I'm over it. Yeah, I'm realizing that, like, in terms of this job situation, it's just that, like, I'm not showing my trust in the universe. Like, I'm not showing my trust in God because I'm refusing to leave this situation that I know I need to leave. Like, literally a couple weeks ago, I was talking about some, like, oh, I'd rather not stay in like my uncomfortable box than see what's on the outside or something like that. And that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm staying in my uncomfortable box. Instead of like taking the leap and getting out and seeing what's going on the outside. Cause, I don't know. It just feels like I don't want to take a risk, even though I've been like trying to I don't know. I've been seeing signs and seeing little messages about like, life is short, take risks. we regret the things that we don't do more than the things that we actually do. And, like every decision doesn't lead to the end of the world, and, you're resilient and you can overcome. And, even just like the Artist Way book was talking about, like, by setting limits on what you're allowed to receive or what you accept, it puts limits on, like, the goodness that you can receive. I'm not saying it right, at all. I'm having a hard time finding the words. That's the thing, like, morning pages, what I was gonna say about that. I've been finding it hard to do the morning pages because, like, I can't focus on completing a page. Like, I do full notebook pages like this, so I could be using a smaller book, but it's hard. Like, morning pages really does ground you. It grounds you in your body and it grounds you in the present, and that is something that I've been really trying to avoid, because I just want to be dissociated and, like, out of myself, and, like, not having to be in this, and, like, not having to make a decision about what I'm going to do for my future. And yeah, like, by refusing to accept any, like, money or any, like, employment from other places, I'm, like, refusing to let the universe help me in any other way than it is right now, which is not a good fit. So yeah, and it just feels like a total, like, self-betrayal, honestly, because I've been in situations in the past, like, whether it be romantic relationships, familial relationships, friendships, and even just jobs where, like, I sat and accepted poor treatment because I was like, well, I can't get any better, these people are giving something to me, so I kind of owe them, to not say anything, like, and I owe them my presence. And yeah, like, I guess just, like, the one situation that really comes to mind is, a couple summers ago, I was moving into my first studio apartment, and, my best friend at the time, her and her dad lived together, and they were getting rid of furniture, and, they were like, hey, you want some of this furniture for completely free? And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. So I went to go pick it up, but then when I picked it up, her dad started violating. Like, actually, he started asking me about my family situation and making me really uncomfortable, and I, at the time, did not have the voice to, or the balls to, or just even the no, or just the wherewithal to be like, yo, like, you need to chill. I'm not comfortable talking about that. I'm leaving. I don't need your shit. Goodbye. But no, I was just like, I was a little weak, little bitch, and I was like, I have to sit here and I can't say no because he's giving me this free furniture, and that's my friend, and, I have to be nice, and, I don't want to be dramatic and storm off or something like that. And, even, again, my friend didn't even stand up for me. I threw the ball to her in the court. I was like, hey, I think you remember a lot of what went on between me and my family, like, in your perspective, what do you think? And she was like, well, that's your life, so you should speak on that. And, I can't blame her for not wanting to, bump heads or whatever with her dad, because it's like, they have a tough relationship, so it was just hard. But after that situation, like, she didn't even apologize. We didn't talk for months or weeks, and I literally reached out to her, because again, I was like, I can't get any better friends than this. So I tried to, I tried to rekindle things with her, and she like laughed it off. Like, she's like, oh, haha, yeah, yeah, I felt bad about that. She never even said sorry. Like, I'm so sorry for that. Like, so after that whole situation, I vowed to myself that just because someone's giving me something does not mean I owe them anything. And just because, like, I told myself I would never sit for a situation in which I'm disrespected ever again in my whole life. I cut off my adoptive family for this, okay? Like, cause I don't accept poor treatment and disrespect anymore. I don't accept emotional immaturity. I don't accept gaslighting or bigotry, or just like complete violation of decency or just belief that I am a good person. So in that case, if I'm willing to cut off my own, like, what I have of family that's left in this world, family, quote unquote, very loosely, like, I'm really willing to cut off everybody. So that kind of made me realize, if I'm willing to cut off my family, why am I sitting here taking this from this, like, man who's the father of my supposed best friend? Like, no, I don't have to take that from him. I don't have to take that from her. And then, I don't have to take that from anybody. And so now me sitting here at this freaking job, like, 2-3 years later, like, I'm sitting here taking it. And it feels like a total betrayal. It feels like a total disservice. It feels like I haven't learned anything. It feels like I'm letting myself down again. And I hate it. And cause this whole journey of the artist way is about, like, honoring yourself and your self-expression and moving towards what boosts you up rather than mixes you up and pulls you down. And here I am sitting in the blender. I refuse to leave. It's like I've got this, like, deserted wasteland in the back of me, and I'm, like, running, and I got to the edge of the world, and it's just a ledge and, like, a dark abyss in front. And, like, even though there's nothing for me in this wasteland behind me, and, like, I'm at the edge, I have nowhere further to go. I have no idea. Things are coming at me from the back. I've got to move forward. I've got to take the leap. I've got to figure out what's in that abyss. It's like Trish, like, in Divergent, where she jumps into the hole, like, leap and the net appears, right? And I just, like, refuse to move. And it's, like, frustrating me because I'm, like, also gaslighting myself because I'm like, like, okay, like, let's think about it. What is really tolerable and what's intolerable? And, like, is your sensitivity, like, threshold way too, like large of a net? Like, you gotta, like, let's get a little bit more precise and figure out what's, tolerable or intolerable. And, let's think about how much longer can we do this? And, and it's just, like, the fact that, okay, if I were to be staying where I'm staying for indefinitely, of course I would get a new job. If I had longer than 3 months until I'm moving across the country, I would look for a new job. But I don't. I have, like, nobody hires for 2 months, knowing that you're only going to stay for 2 months. And I don't really want to be a liar. It's hard for me to do that. Especially with, like, coworkers who, like, would want to get to know you as a new coworker, and yeah, you're pissing off in about 6 weeks. So yeah, but, like, yeah, last week I was, like, saying, like, oh, I'd rather, what would I rather do? Stay here, or do I really want to DoorDash? Like, I'd rather not DoorDash. But at this point, like, I've quit a job to DoorDash before, and it wasn't that bad, but that was back when I was, like, 17. And I didn't have bills to pay. So, yeah, it's just that, like, I don't know. Finances is, like, the one thing that's holding me back. But that was one thing that she was, like, addressing in chapter 5 was, like, I think, what was it? Like, recovering a sense of abundance or something like that. Like, again, like, me only limiting myself to staying at this job, I'm limiting my financial, opportunities, like, by just staying here, and I'm not letting the universe, like, throw any other options at me, and I'm not even, like, willing to, like, grab at them and try it. And it's, like, it's kind of silly because, like, yeah, I'm already approved on DoorDash. I'm already approved on Instacart too. I just have to, like, work up the courage and actually do them. and I just have to like kind of swallow that idea of quitting my like current job for doing like DoorDash and Instacart again. And I think that like something that I'm not sure if I even like mentioned this last week or not, but it kind of like is something that was mentioned in the Artist Way anyways, but it's just like I need to let go of my ego around this whole situation. Like I'm so scared of appearing stupid or reckless or too sensitive or weak or something like that, or not a hard worker by quitting this job. So in order to maintain that facade of being a hard worker and having fortitude and determination and being a smart, logical, responsible person, like that's why I want to keep this job, because I want to keep that like label on myself. And I feel like by quitting this job for something that like Instacart or DoorDash, which is like less stable and less predictable, and like I guess I don't know by whose definition, but maybe a little bit less respectable, because you're not like on a schedule with a boss, with a manager and a job. Like people don't know like how you would do in a work environment if you only have that as your only experience, which I don't. But it's just all these fears in my mind about like what could happen if I accept the universe handing me this opportunity for DoorDash and Instacart. So yeah, and I'm like acting like it's the end of the world too, because I would really realistically only be doing it for 1 to 2 months before I just fully focus on packing up for the move. And then maybe a little bit like once I finally move, while I'm like looking for a real job again. But yeah, I mean like this whole thing is just consuming me to the fullest. Like my piano cover back there, ever since I held it up in front of the camera like that, I have not worked on it at all, because I have only been thinking about this situation. And even just the fact that I'm only thinking about this, like last week I even like had a what are they calling it? A mentee bee, over it. And yeah, I guess that should mean like I need to listen to those signs, right? Like I need to listen to that. And I just like, I do wonder if this is a symptom of me like going through the artist way and realizing that like, hey, like what I'm doing right now is not aligning like with what is best for my creative goals. And like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, I guess I do want to prioritize my creative goals. It feels really shitty to not have even touched my piano or my guitar or the sewing projects for like 2 weeks now. It doesn't feel good, and I don't know if I can fully blame this situation, but it is certainly getting to me. And I think the fact that it's getting to me so much, like, I don't know, if this was like literally any other situation, I would have been gone already. Like, again, if I was staying in this state and, you know, I had more than 2 months to stay at a job, I would, I can't remember. I'm like losing my mind right now. I'm just like talking in circles, I think. I can't remember my other points. Yeah, now I remember. If this was like a relationship, I would have been gone already if I was feeling like this. If this was like a friendship, I would not be dealing with this person anymore. It's just that the fact that this is a job and like it has effects on like my resume and my financial stability and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's not like I'm in this alone. I do live with my boyfriend, and of course, like he's going to be contributing towards the move too. Like we're splitting everything like 50-50 right now. And then, of course he'll be salaried. So that's just kind of like what is in the, like beyond the horizon for me. But I just gotta like figure out what I'm gonna do till then. Um, yeah, I think it's mostly just like me wanting to keep up this facade of like being a smart girl, like doing the smart thing and staying at a job. Like, I don't know, but isn't that the smart thing to do? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm only here for another 2 months. Like, maybe I could just put up with it for another month or something like that. But would that mean I'm like this for another month? Because, like, I don't know. Part of this thing was like, I'm realizing, like, I can never go back to what it was. I can never, like, I'll never unlearn what I've learned so far. And yeah, I just think, like, how was I doing it? Like, I was doing that. Like, I was doing my, or, sorry, it's mirrored. I was doing my project while I was, like, happily clacking away, working at this current job. Um, well, maybe not really, but, cause that was an exception. But, rather than, like, the norm, I guess. Well, I did do a couple other sewing projects, but it's, like, few and far in between. Uh, yeah, but, like, I don't know. Like, is me, like, is this course helping, like, my eye open, or is it just me, like, conveniently, like, latching on to, like, oh, like, I kind of wanted to leave this all along, like, is this like a catalyst to me realizing, or is this just all coincidental, like, that I'm dealing with this job stuff on top of this creative recovery stuff, or is like, yeah, like, is this job stuff part of the creative recovery? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, pray to catch the bus and then run as fast as you can. And you have to believe that you're allowed to catch the bus too. So, yeah, I guess I just have to believe that I'm allowed to catch the bus. um, yeah. Uh, what else? Yeah, I just would rather not be focusing on this stupid job thing. I'd rather be focusing on like my creativity and like my art and stuff like that. But maybe this is like I'm purging it all out right now. Like I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I guess I have to accept that I won't know, and I'll never know, and I don't have to know. She said something about like like while the old you leaves and grieves, like the new you celebrates and becomes stronger. And I don't know. I don't really feel myself becoming stronger right now. But I guess quitting my job and choosing to leave that toxic environment, um, would make me feel stronger because I would make me feel like, hi, Kitty. Itty, itty, itty. Hey, Manny. This is Manly. She's gonna. Yeah, it would make leaving the job would make me feel like I'm choosing myself, and like it would make me feel like I stood up from that situation with my friend and her dad with the furniture. I don't have to sit for that. I can stand up. I can leave the room. Chapel Roan said something about like she has walkaway power, and like I kind of like that. Not that I'm gonna get big headed and say that I have walkaway power, but I want to have the power to walk away, for sure. I want to embrace the power to walk away. Um, yeah, because it's all about like what the getting rid of your scarcity mindset, and I think that's what I'm dealing with right now, like scarcity mindset about finances, about I guess future jobs. Like I'm afraid I'm never gonna find another future job because they're gonna think I'm so weird for having like a gap on my resume and like choosing to work on DoorDash. Like they might think is a red flag. Um, I'm afraid I won't have enough money for the move. Um, I'm afraid by changing my job, it won't change anything about the creative blocks either. Um, so yeah, scarcity mindset. Uh, yeah, I'll reread chapter 5, recovering a sense of abundance. I think that's what it's called. Oh no. Sorry, it's called recovering a sense of possibility. Possibility. The possibility it might go right. The possibility it might be okay. Instead of, might go to shitty. So. This video is getting long. Uh. I don't know. Yeah, if if a friend was in this situation, I'd be telling her, leave, get out. But for me, it's like harder. And just like, I'm so special. I'm in a special situation with like my special move, and like I'm specially on a time limit. And, I'm just like, it's not, you don't understand. I'm just not like anyone else. Like, please, please, please. Please. Please, please, please. I don't know if I want to be proven right or not. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna get going. I don't know what else to say. I did like try to set myself up for some success though. My what I gotta do is I have to iron the top panel that I made for the piano cover. And like I imagined myself doing it, and it like made me feel good to, if I was like, wow, if I did that, I would feel good. So maybe I will do that after this. 'Cause yeah, I like did 35 squares across the bottom, and I did 35 squares across on this one too, but it doesn't line up, and I didn't iron this one. I ironed that one, so I don't really know if like ironing it's gonna like add another 4 inches like that it needs to line up. So we'll see. Yeah, because somehow I was like dealing with this weeds while I was doing my creative stuff. But maybe I'm realizing that like, girl, you gotta pull those weeds out. You gotta get it rid of. You don't have to just work with them. You're not gonna work within them. You can clear the way. You can clear the space, and do what you gotta do. So, yeah, I don't know if you're in this situation. What would you do? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I guess I post these because I want to prove to myself that like I can post every week more than like try to be helpful advice for someone else. But if you can take anything from this, like if you can take like I'm sure you could see some more patterns, the patterns of my thinking more clearly than I can right now as a viewer. So if you did watch all this way, you're crazy. You're crazy, girl. Why would you ever do that? Thank you. And, learn from me in my mistakes or in my words of wisdom. Either way is fine. Or not at all. Tell me I'm stupid. Tell me I'm so stupid and I should just like, tell me what to do. I don't know. It'd just be easier if like, there's a clear answer, right? Like, well, maybe the answer is clear. I just like refuse to see it. Ugh. All right, goodbye.